Today, I will show you how to take a classic PA2 sensor and turn it into a classic PA2 Plus sensor. You're going to start by removing the screw out of the cap with a Phillips screwdriver. Once you have the screw out, you'll put your fingers on the outside of the cap and your thumbs on this gray ring inside and just pull it out with your thumbs. Then you'll unplug the 6-inch USB, remove the bracket, and then hold on to the ring with your fingers and use your thumbs to push the sensor up out of the ring. Next, you will remove the 6-inch USB. If there's tape still on it, the double-sided sticky tape, you just roll. And it should come off pretty easy. And then you'll just set that off to the side. Then we'll want to untape this side where the BME 280 is, and then just remove this piece of tape. Then you will pull the BME 280 out of its little holder. And then I kind of straighten the ribbon cable, and then I'll lift up a little bit here, and it gives me some room to grab the tape on the top of the laser counter and pull it off. Then I take the ribbon cables out of between the laser counters, and I want to remove it. So getting as close to the laser counter as I can, and then just pulling straight down. So as close as I can. Then you're gonna remove the main mount, and you just pull down on this part and kind of up on this part, and it should just come off there. And if there's tape left, you can do the same thing and just roll it. So now we want to straighten out the ribbon cables. And the BME 280 wires. Okay, then we're gonna take our retrofit base ring, and we want it facing so this arch is towards us. We're gonna take the 6-inch USB. One side has this little rectangle on it, and then the other side has a circle. We want the circle to be facing out. Then we're gonna take our retrofit board holder. There's holes in the board, 3 holes, and there's 3 plastic pegs. The board will sit on top of those. You'll need to take an X-Acto knife and just carefully poke holes in that underside of the board, in the holes, the side with the little monster on it. Then once you have the holes in the tape, you'll take your board holder and you'll place it in the holes on the board. Then you'll take a pair of needle nose pliers, being very careful not to touch this Wi-Fi chip, this blue Wi-Fi chip, or any other components. We just want to grab that plastic knob So I have it with my pliers and I'm not touching any other component, and then I squeeze and just kind of pull down and it locks the board onto the board holder. Next, we're gonna fold the ribbon cable. So I flip it upside down, the little man is there. This is channel A. I just bend it down. I want it about, I don't know, half an inch longer than these holes for the brass screws. And then I bend this one back about halfway, kind of where that little monster is. And then one more little fold right at the end. So that way, about half an inch below, and then halfway down. This side has the little cloud on it. And then one more bend, just back. Okay, next we're gonna take our real-time clock holder, place it on top of the board, lining up the holes. You'll take your brass screws and put them through the holes. Then the screws will also go into these two holes on the base ring. I want to get the BME 280 in place first. There's foam on one side. The foam should be facing in towards the center of the base ring. The USB will be on the outside, and then the ribbon cable will be on the inside of the ring. I want to make sure that the BME 280 is still down in its groove. And then I'll take a Phillips screwdriver and just tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it because it could break these plastic things. Next, you will plug in the 6-inch USB. You need to make sure that none of the Captain tape is covering this silver connector. And then I like to try and pull the tape back over if I can. Plugged in tight. So next we're gonna adjust the BME 280 wires. You wanna make sure that they're straight and not crossing over each other if you can. And then it will just fold up on the side of the board where the 6-inch USB is, and you can take a little piece of Captain tape. You'll be getting a roll of it like this, and you'll just unroll it and then cut off how much you need and then unstick it from the back side. Okay, once we have it to this point, USB's plugged in, the BME 280 wires are in their spot, ribbon cable already. We're gonna take our cap, the side with the USB is gonna go on the side with the bracket. You go in a little bit to the left, and then because there's a black rivet in there that sticks out, So we go in sideways so we can make sure that when we put it in, it catches. And then we can just adjust with our thumbs and get the arch lined up center with that hole in the cap. Once we have it to that point, I put it on the table with the bracket facing away from me. Take my Plus laser counters, or my old one without the mount on it. The ribbon cable that's on the left is gonna plug into the laser counter that's on the right. The metal pins you can see metal pins on one side, and the other side is just solid white. The solid white side should be facing this direction. So then I just plug it in. Then I take the ribbon cable that's on the right side, and it plugs into the laser counter that's on the left. You can use either a small flathead screwdriver or like a metal ruler and just push gently on that white connector to make sure the ribbon cable are plugged in tight. Then you're gonna take your retrofit bracket, place it in between the laser counters on the side where the barcodes are or where the ribbon cable plug in. You'll push the ribbon cable kind of down and away from the bracket. And then there's grooves in the base ring for the laser counter. You want to make sure that you can't see the ribbon cable coming out the sides. And if it's hard to push in, if it gives you a lot of resistance, pull this back out and adjust the ribbon cable and then put it back in. You'll get the holes all lined up. Take your screw. I like to get it hand tightened a little bit, and then take my Phillips screwdriver and this is your PA2 Plus sensor.